Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare हरे कृष्ण महामंत्र की जय, श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय, गौर प्रेमानंदे, हरि हरि। So we welcome all the devotees. We welcome Ajit, Tash, William, and all the devotees who are online today for joining us for the Sunday Satsang program. Welcome, Hare Krishna. So we'll do one more bhajan and then we will study from Srimad Bhagavatam. Krishna 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 Hare 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 Krishna Keshava Krishna Keshava Krishna Keshava Rakshavam Krishna Keshava Krishna Keshava Krishna Keshava Krishna 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 Rakshamam Krishna 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 Rakshamam Krishna 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 Pahi Mam Krishna 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 Pahi Ram Raghava Ram Raghava Ram Raghava Rakshamam Ram Raghava Krishna Keshava Krishna Keshava Krishna Keshava Pahi Mam Krishna Keshava Krishna Keshava Krishna Keshava Pahi Mam Ram Raghava Ram Raghava Ram Raghava Rakshamam Ram Raghava Krishna Keshava Krishna Keshava Krishna Keshava Pahi Mam Krishna Keshava Krishna Keshava Krishna Keshava Pahi Krishna 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 Hare Krishna 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 Hare Krishna 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 Hare Krishna 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 Rakshamam Krishna 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 Ram 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 Raghav Pahi Ram Ram Raghav Ram Raghav Ram Raghav Pahi Krishna Keshava Krishna Keshava Krishna Keshava Rakshamam Krishna Keshava Krishna Keshava Krishna Keshava Rakshamam Ram Raghava Ram Raghava Ram Raghava Pahi Ram Raghava Ram Raghava Ram Raghava Pahi Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Rama हरे कृष्ण महामंत्र की जय श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय गौर प्रेमानंदे हरि हरि I'd like to welcome everybody who is here and our friends who are joining us online. I welcome Ajit ji, Anil Prabhu, Komal, Neil Prabhu, Nolin ji, Tash, William, and all the devotees who are joining us online. We welcome you all for today's satsang program. If any moment of the time our internet connection goes down or something happens, please stay back. We'll get connected again. Sometimes the internet fluctuates here. So with that, we will begin today. Today we are going to complete the first canto of Srimad Bhagavatam. We have been studying Srimad Bhagavatam since last almost 3 months, and every week we are covering one chapter. And today we are going to cover the 19th chapter of first canto of Srimad Bhagavatam. So today we'll finish first canto out of 12. So that's that's the one important milestone for us in our journey of reading Srimad Bhagavatam. So before we begin Bhagavatam study, we recite prayers to Guru and Gaurango. So the prayers are on your screen. You can repeat along with me. Om Ajnanatimirandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Shri Chaitanya Manobishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamayyam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yuta Pada Kamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavamsha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunathanvitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Saitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakhanvitansha He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dhinabandhu Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namastute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Vancha Kalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhubhya eva cha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrindam Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna. So we'll recite 3 times together. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. It is on your screen. Please sit straight, neck in the line with the back. Keep your eyes closed. Take a deep breath. And when we exhale, we recite Om, then Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya 3 times together. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayanam Namaskrutyam Naram Chaiva Narottamam Devi Saraswati Vyasam Tato Jayamudire Nashtaprayeshu Bhadreshu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavatim Ittama Shloke Bhaktir Bhavati Naishtaki. Hare Krishna. So we'll begin our Srimad Bhagavatam study. We are studying first canto of Srimad Bhagavatam, and these prayers we just recited Narayanam Namaskrutyam Nara Chaiva Narottamam Devi Saraswati Vyasam Tato Jayam Udirayet. So these prayers are before recitation of Srimad Bhagavatam. One should pay respects to hear Nara Narayana Rishi. Then Devi Saraswati, Saraswati Mata, Vyas, who is composed Srimad Bhagavatam. And after paying the respects, we glorify Srimad Bhagavatam. And the glory of Srimad Bhagavatam is that if we do Srimad Bhagavatam study Nityam, Nityam means daily, every day, always, correct. So if you daily, every day, always recite Srimad Bhagavatam, hear Srimad Bhagavatam, then what will happen? Then our bhakti will become strongly established. Bhaktir bhavati naishtaki, which means that we will be clear in our concepts about bhakti. We will know about who is God, who is to be worshipped, how to do worship, and we learn from the examples of all the senior devotees who have lived a life of bhakti, right? But the important thing is Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya. Nityam is very important here. Sometimes in India, people do Bhagavat Saptah, which means that they sit all together for 7 days, every day about 3-4 hours, and that's it. And then next year again. So that is not recommended here in Srimad Bhagavatam. Parikshit Maharaj, which we are going to study today, he was given 7 days of life. He was told that he's going to die within 7 days. That is why he heard Srimad Bhagavatam 7 days and 7 nights continuously from Sukadeva Goswami, right? And he understood a lot about pastimes of Lord Krishna from Sukadeva Goswami. But we cannot imitate Parikshit Maharaj in 7 days. We cannot sit 7 days and 7 nights because we have so many other work, right? Parikshit Maharaj also had other work, but he gave up everything. But we are not as dedicated as Parikshit Maharaj. In Srimad Bhagavatam, there are 18,000 verses. How many? 18,000 verses. Now, if you decide that you are going to understand all 18,000 verses in 7 days, which means 2,500 verses in one day, is that possible humanly? It's impossible. Actually, if you decide to study Srimad Bhagavatam systematically, each verse may take 1 month, right? So if you want to finish 18,000 verses, you will need 18,000 months, which means 1,500 years, which we don't have. So it is very important that we study regularly. Every day we study. Here also in the temple we recite Srimad Bhagavatam, and every day we read 1, 2 verses, 3 verses sometimes every day in the evening. And on Sundays at Sunday Satsang, we are trying to cover one chapter with understanding few of the verses, because obviously we cannot finish all the verses in 1 hour time, right? So Srimad Bhagavatam is described as Amala Puran, and Ved Vyasji composed the Srimad Bhagavatam as the summary of all entire Vedas. And here on the screen you can see there are total 12 cantos, and today we are going to complete the first canto of Srimad Bhagavatam. Hmm. So first and second canto are compared with the right and left foot of Lord Krishna. So we are today taking darshan of the right feet of Lord Krishna. So all these 12 cantos of Srimad Bhagavatam, they are compared with different body parts of Lord Krishna. So Srimad Bhagavatam is nothing but Krishna himself. The 10th canto of Srimad Bhagavatam is compared with the face of Krishna, Lord Krishna's face. And all the sages, like all the great acharyas also, like Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and Madhvacharya, Nimbarkacharya, Vishnu Swami, and Bhaktivinoda Thakur, Gaur Kishore Das Babaji, Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Maharaj, Srila Prabhupada, and lot of other acharyas. Everybody has appreciated and glorified Srimad Bhagavatam. Now, only thing is that we have to learn and hear Srimad Bhagavatam like King Parikshit heard and Sukadeva Goswami recited. What is that? With attention, without any other disturbances. Okay. So in first canto, third chapter, there is a glorification of Srimad Bhagavatam, and it is mentioned that Ya yatha katha bhagavata kathaniyoru karmana guna karma shraya pumbhi samma shevyasta bubushtvi. Those who desire of achieving complete perfection in life must submissively hear all topics that are connected with the transcendental activities and qualities of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, who acts wonderfully. Hmm. So here All these transcendental activities of Lord are mentioned in Srimad Bhagavatam. So if we really want to achieve perfection in our life, then Srimad Bhagavatam has the path. Right? Now Srimad Bhagavatam is a conversation. It begins with the question answers. Right? So in the first canto we have been studying that it is a conversation happening in Naimisharanya between sages who have assembled there. Leader of those sages is Shaunak Rishi, and they are asking questions to Sutta Goswami, and Sutta Goswami is answering these questions. And we learned in last few sessions about how Parikshit Maharaj arrest Kali. You all remember? 17th chapter, first canto, when Parikshit Maharaj saw that Kali personified was dressed as a king, but he was acting like a Shudra, even though he was dressed like a king. That is the quality of Kali Yuga, right? People dress very nicely from outside, but inside they don't. That is how it is. So Parikshit Maharaj arrested the Kali, and Parikshit Maharaj wanted to kill him. Why? Because he was beating a bull and a cow. He had already cut the three legs of a bull, and he was almost about to kill the cow also. This never happened in the kingdom of Pandavas or Kuru dynasty before. So this was just shocking for Parikshit Maharaj. So Parikshit Maharaj did not tolerate killing of innocent animals or in fact innocent living beings. So he said that how dare you to kill an innocent animal like a cow and a bull? Cow is our mother and bull is our father. Bull is the representation of dharma and cow is the representation of dharti, mother earth. Do you kill your mother? Never. So how dare you to kill an innocent cow in my kingdom? So cow killing is prohibited. In fact, killing of any innocent animal is prohibited according to Vedic culture. Okay, you cannot kill anybody. If you can give life to someone, then only you can kill. But can you give life to somebody? Can you make somebody alive? No, it's not possible. So why do you kill that? So Parikshit Maharaj was about to punish the Kali who was attempting to kill a cow and a bull. At that time, Parikshit Maharaj heard the conversation between the cow and the bull, and the cow and the bull were talking about decreased morality in the Kali Yuga. Morality has gone down, right? In the Kali Yuga, people cheat each other, they lie each other, right? For their own self benefit, they will go to any extent they want. So bull and the cow were talking to each other. At that time, Parikshit Maharaj wanted to punish. That time, Kali surrenders to Parikshit Maharaj. And Kali says, "Hey, Parikshit Maharaj, you are my protector. You are my king. I am surrendering to you. So you need to protect me. I am also your citizen." So Parikshit Maharaj was a very kind because the devotees are kind by the heart. That is first quality of devotee, right? So Parikshit Maharaj wanted to punish him, but as he surrendered, you never kill a surrendered soul. So Parikshit Maharaj then said, "Okay, I will not kill you, but you cannot stay in my kingdom." And then he gave him the four places to stay. What are those four places? Dyutyam Panam Striya Shuna Yata Dharmas Chaturveda. Gambling, drinking, prostitution, and animal slaughter. You can stay there. So these are the four things never happened in the Dwapar Yuga, Satyuga, or Tirtha Yuga. These four things never happened, even in the time of Maharaj Parikshit. In the Kali Yuga, what do you think about these four things? Everywhere, every corner of the city, town, village, right? So Parikshit Maharaj said, "You can stay here wherever these things are happening." So Kali personified said that these things are not happening at anywhere in your kingdom. So can you give me one more place? So Parikshit Maharaj said, okay, you can stay in the place where there is gold. And then he said, okay, you can stay where there is gold. And then he started reciting. So this way, Sutta Goswami and Shaunak Rishi, Sutta Goswami is reciting the Katha of Parikshit Maharaj, Shaunak Rishi and all sages are hearing. And hearing this Srimad Bhagavatam Katha, which is so nectarian and giving so many wonderful instructions, all the sages were very happy. They said that we are so fortunate to hear this wonderful pastime of Lord Krishna and his devotees. And they glorified Sutta Goswami. Uh, they are saying that तुल्यमालवणेऽपि नास्वर्गं न अपूर्भवाम् भगवत संगी संगस्य मार्थ्यानां किमुत आशिषा. They said that Tulyama, we cannot even compare association with the great personalities like yourself. Who? Sutta Goswami. That we cannot compare your association, even in that comparison, the pleasure of Swarga. Na Swargam na Apurbavam. If somebody says that we'll give you Swarga Loka, or if you want, I will give you freedom from the cycle of birth, disease, old age, I give you moksha. He said, will not exchange for the company of a devotee. So that is what is important here. They are saying is that the value of the movement's association with the devotee of the Lord cannot be compared with the attainment of heavenly planets or liberation. Right? So association is very important. Satsang and Satsang Mahima, we talked in detail last week, right? That if you really want to survive in the Kali Yuga without any sinful activities, the Kali is so powerful that it forces you to perform sinful activities. You understand? Because there is sin going everywhere. हर एक जगह पाप हो रहा है ना? So in this Kali Yuga, it is very difficult to live without performing sinful activities. Hence, it is very important to stay in association with the devotees. The Satsanga is very important. And then Maharaj Parikshit, who knew the value of Kali, he's, he did not kill Kali because what was the quality of Kali? We talked about last week, if you remember. What is the one quality of Kali?
By thinking good about others, we got good results.
Yes. Nanu dveshti kalim smarat sharanga iva sarabuka. In the Kali Yuga, by thinking bad, you will not get the bad result. But by thinking good, you will get immediately good result. That is the quality of Kali Yuga. And another quality of Kali Yuga is, we talked about last week, if you remember, Kaler dosha nidhe rajan asti eko mahagunan kirtanadeva krishnasya mukta sangha param rajet. So what is the best quality of Kali Yuga? Just by chanting Krishna's holy name, you will get liberation. You will not have to do all those tapasya, austerities, dana, dakshina, nothing. Just kirtana deva krishnasya mukta sangha param rajet. Right? You will remember this now next time. Don't forget. So one can attain Krishna prema just by chanting holy name. That is the blessing of Kali Yuga. So even though Kali Yuga has very bad qualities, one of the bad quality of the Kali Yuga is everything is reducing. Life is reducing. Right? Memory reducing. Lot of problems in the Kali Yuga, right? Lot of diseases are increasing. So everything is a difficult situation nowadays. Yesterday we heard there was some flood in Uttarakhand in India, right? So all these calamities, coronavirus, people are losing jobs, people are dying in accidents, drugs, you name it, and it's happening, right? Do you think everything good happening nowadays? No, nothing. I mean, there is good that we are chanting holy name. That is the only good thing happening. Otherwise, all in trouble. People are not having jobs. A lot of people are losing jobs. A lot of industries are closing down. Businesses are closing down. right? Schools are closed down. The children are the children don't know what to do now at the home. Everybody's at home. What is happening? This world has gone crazy, you know. So only thing which is good happening is that we are Kirtanadeva Krishnasya. We are able to chant the holy name of Lord Krishna. That is the only auspicious thing. And that is the quality of Kali Yuga. That is the only positive thing about Kali Yuga. What is that? Just by chanting holy name of Krishna, we can get love of Krishna. We can get the blessing of Krishna. So then we learned last week about 18th chapter where Ekada Dhanurrumya Vicharan Mrugaya Vane. Maharaj Parikshit one time was traveling in the forest and he became very thirsty, very hungry. He entered into the ashrama of very good, very good. You remember it, huh? Shamik Rishi. So Maharaj Parikshit entered the ashram of Shamik Rishi, and as soon as he entered the ashram of Shamik Rishi, he was expecting some honor, some prestige, you know, some respect. But Shamik Rishi was in deep meditation. Shamik Rishi didn't open the eyes. So Maharaj Parikshit became angry. Why he became angry? Two things. One, he was thirsty and hungry. Second, he was not honored, welcome. Uh, I mean, that was not the intention of Shamik Rishi, but Maharaj Parikshit thought that, you know, sometimes we anticipate something about someone which is not the fact. Assumption is a bad thing. You cannot assume that that person might be thinking like that. People always think that he is thinking like that about me. That is not necessarily a true. Right? So, Shamik Rishi was in meditation, but Parikshit Maharaj judged him. He thought that, oh, he is not welcoming me, he is avoiding me, and he is not offering me a seat, water. And we talked about how to welcome a guest. What are the three things? First thing you do is first welcome them, give a seat. Second, give some water, offer some food, prasad if you have. And third, say a few some nice words, ask them how are you, welcome, Bhale Padarya, Suswagatam, like that. So like that, so Parikshit Maharaj was expecting that, which was the Vedic culture, which didn't happen. So Parikshit Maharaj became angry. And in anger, what did he do? He took a dead snake, correct? He did it to, like he said, he's humiliating me, so I am going to humiliate him. Tit for tat, which was not right at that particular moment. But you know, when you are hungry, when you are thirsty, your brain doesn't work, right? है ना? भूख में दिमाग कम चलता है, when you are hungry. So Parikshit Maharaj actually was a great king, great devotee of Lord. So this should not have happened with him. It is not that first time Parikshit Maharaj was fasting like that. He could fast, obviously he was a devotee. But this was the effect of Kali Yuga. You know, Kali is so powerful that he did not leave anybody. You know, so no matter how powerful you are, no matter how great you are, no matter how learned scholar you are, no matter uh, what your qualification or degree is, it doesn't matter. Kali is not going to spare anybody. He's going to take everybody on a ride. So what is the best way? Parikshit Maharaj is going to show you the way how to get out of this Kali Yuga. Okay, so that is what today we are going to learn from Parikshit Maharaj Katha. So when Parikshit Maharaj wanted to he was wanted food and water, and he entered and he didn't find any proper welcome. Then he took a dead snake and put around the neck of Shamik Rishi. And there was a son of Shamik Rishi whose name was Sringi. Sringi. Okay. So son of Shamik Rishi is Sringi. Sringi heard about this. He said, oh, somebody humiliated my father. This little boy, again, there is the effect of Kali Yuga there. Brahmanas were supposed to be very patient. But that Brahmana boy who came under the influence of Kali Yuga, and here is where everything started deteriorating. So Brahmana's boy, Sringi, without thinking about anything further, he cursed Parikshit Maharaj. What did he curse? He said, within 7 days, From now, Takshaka, who is like a flying snake, will come and burn Parikshit Maharaj to ashes. So he cursed, he took the water in his hand and then he recited the mantra. At that time, Brahmanas were powerful. Imagine a little boy, 7, 8 year old boy, having this power, this much power, that he can curse the king himself. How powerful were Brahmanas? Do you think any Brahmanas are left like that in the Kali Yuga? Half of the Brahmanas do not know the mantras, right? And those who knows the mantra, they know half mantras. They do not know full mantras. And while reciting those mantras, also they make mistakes, right? And then while reciting those mantras, also they perform all the sinful activities. That is why the effect of mantras have disappeared. These mantras are very powerful. The Brahmanas at that time were very powerful. And just little boy, imagine like 8, 9 year boy with the just water in a hand, send a curse to king, and king dies. That's very powerful. So, which means that the Parikshit Maharaj was ruling very nicely, and Brahmanas were protected, and they could perform their duties very nicely. That is the proof. But Parikshit Maharaj made an error, right? But is that error that big enough to curse him to die? I don't think so, right? But this little boy, 7, 8 year old boy, Kali took the charge of it, and he entered. And because of the effect of Kali, this little boy cursed Parikshit Maharaj. So we learned that, and as soon as the Shamik Rishi heard that, he said to Sringi, he said, "What a great sinful act is performed by my son. He is awarded a heavy punishment for an insignificant offense." So Samik Rishi was very regretful. He said, "What a great sinful act my son has committed." Uh, The Parikshit Maharaj, who is the greatest devotee of Lord, and he's protecting the kingdom, and my son, is so foolish that he has cursed the protector of this kingdom. Now what will happen? You know, this is a misuse of the power, or spiritual power. There are misuse of material power, and this is misuse of spiritual power. Actually, uh, in in Dwapar Yuga also, uh, Brahman, Kshatriya, Vaishya, Shudra, these four uh, various sections of society were working very nicely actually, while Lord Krishna was here. Brahmanas were guiding kings, kings were looking after the kingdom, Vaishyas were producing all the farm and grains, and they were distributing the milk and everything to the society, and Shudras were serving the society very nicely. But effect of the Kali Yuga became so powerful that Brahmanas started dominating and misusing their power. And that misuse of power started with Sringi actually. And because of the misuse of power by Brahmanas, everything started deteriorating. And that is the example here. We can see here that how Sringi curses Parikshit Maharaj. So with that, we are entering into the 19th chapter of Srimad Bhagavatam, first canto. This is the last chapter of this first canto of Srimad Bhagavatam, where that is appearance of Sukadeva Goswami is mentioned. So as soon as Parikshit Maharaj heard, came back to his home, and he realized that he had made a mistake actually. This is one of the quality of devotee, that a devotee, even though he makes mistake, he realizes that I have made a mistake. While a person who is not in devotional service will never repent or understand that he has made a mistake. They always think they are correct. Well, the devotee understands. And so Parikshit Maharaj, here, Srimad Bhagavatam, 19th chapter, first canto, he says that Mahipatistva atha tata karma garyam. Mahipati means the king. Huh? He understood that karma garyam. Garyam means abominable. So he says, I have performed a very abominable act. So King Maharaj Parikshit felt that he had committed against the faultless and powerful Brahmana, and it was heinous and uncivilized act. So the king became very distressed. Hmm. So repentance is very important. Repentance is also called as prayaschitta. प्रायश्चित समझ में आ रहा है आपको? Repentance. Suppose you perform accidentally something which is you should not have done. What do you do?
Sorry for that.
Sorry and repentance, there is a difference. Sorry sometimes you say and you forget about it. Repentance means that you are willing to take whatever is consequences. Okay, I have committed the mistake. I'm feeling sorry about it, but in addition to that I am willing to undergo whatever is the punishment required. That is repentance. So Parikshit Maharaj accidentally committed sinful activity. He never intended to offend Brahmanas, right? So this is the second sinful act which happened in the kingdom of Parikshit. First act, which was king was indirectly responsible, was the cow and the bull being killed, right? Second act was a Brahmana being humiliated for no reason. Lord Krishna is described as Go Brahman Hitaya Cha, Jagat Hitaya Krishnaya Govindaya Namo Namaha. So Lord Krishna, he protects Brahmana and Go Brahman Hitaya Cha. And both of them were not protected in the kingdom of Parikshit at that particular moment of the time. Right? Brahmanas were humiliated and cow was about to kill. And that is happening every day in Kali Yuga. Right? So we are in big trouble. This is the real peace formula which is recommended in Srimad Bhagavatam, that if you really want to be happy, then please protect the cows and the devotees. Brahmana means not just one who wears 50 paise thread. The people who are serving God, so people who are spreading the message of God, they should be protected. So Parikshit Maharaj further in Prayaschitta he says, Dhruvam tato me kruta deva helanad. Deva helanad. Krita deva helanad. This is from second shloka of 19th chapter, first canto. Here it says, Krita dhruvam tato me krita deva helanad. He says, may means me, myself. I have committed Krita Deva Helanad, or Deva Helanad means Deva means Lord Krishna, and Helanad means disobey. So I have disobeyed the law of or orders of Lord Krishna. And what is that? So Parikshit Maharaj said, I have neglected the orders of Supreme Lord. And what are the orders of Supreme Lord? To protect the cows and the brahmanas. That is, I have disobeyed them. I now desire that calamities come on me now. So here Parikshit Maharaj is saying, I have done something wrong, so I am expecting that all the calamities will come on me, and I am willing for that. Parikshit Maharaj already knew that this is a very serious offense. What is that? To offend the devotee of Lord. हाँ, भगवान के भक्तों का अपराध ये भगवान कभी सहन नहीं कर सकते. One time Krishna will forgive if you offend him, but Krishna will never forgive if you offend a devotee of him, right? So here, as soon as Parikshit Maharaj realized that I have offended Brahmana, who is very dear to Lord, Parikshit Maharaj repented. He said that something really bad is going to happen with me, and let it happen to me. Why? For in this way I may be freed of the sinful reaction. So he wanted imminent calamity to come on him. Why? Because that is the only way to get rid of sinful reaction. He wanted punishment for himself. You see, here Parikshit Maharaj is saying that let me be punished. Why? Because it is said that if a king performs something wrong, then all the citizens suffer. This is very important. Like, for example, if father or mother does something wrong, then obviously family is going to suffer, right? If suppose a father is arrested for some theft, do you think the family will be happy? Everybody is going to suffer, right? So Parikshit Maharaj is saying that yes, I have committed, but I want to suffer personally rather than entire family or entire kingdom to suffer. So he is willing to accept the punishment. Nowadays, we try to escape the punishment. Is that right? Huh? Uh, if we commit some offense, then we want to get away from it. We don't want to suffer the punishment. But Parikshit Maharaj here says that the punishment is the only way to overcome the sinful reaction. Right? And Parikshit Maharaj asked that if I undergo such punishment, then I will never commit sinful activity like this again. So he was expecting, but he was not knowing what's going to happen. But he wanted to accept the punishment. He was not expecting that he's going to die within 7 days. That was not what he was expecting actually. But he was thinking that something is bad is going to happen because me offending whom? A Brahmana, right? Are you all awake? जाग रहे हैं सब लोग? ठीक. So Parikshit Maharaj, we can see that Parikshit Maharaj is saying, Papiyashi Dvijadeva Gopya. Papiyashi. Papiyashi means sinful. Papa means sinful activity. Parikshit Maharaj is saying that, oh, I have committed Papiyasi. What is that? Dvija Deva Gopyam. Dvija means Brahmana. I have committed sin towards Brahmana, Supreme Lord and the cow. So Parikshit Maharaj is saying that offending a devotee is equal to offending a God itself, Lord Krishna himself. And then I have offended the cow also. Therefore, I must suffer. Hmm? Parikshit Maharaj was very powerful, right? He could kill Kali, but he spared Kali. And what did Kali do? Kali, with his influence, overcome the Parikshit Maharaj also and forced him to perform sinful activities, right? So, if a strong person like Parikshit Maharaj was induced to perform sinful activities under the influence of Kali, who are you and me? आप और मैं कौन हूँ? मच्छर के समान है परीक्षित महाराज के सामने, है ना? We are insignificant as compared to Parikshit Maharaj. So, if we really want to get protected from the sinful activities, only way we can get protected is through the instructions of Srimad Bhagavatam. So that is what is going to Parikshit Maharaj is going to show us today. So that is the influence of Kali. So now Parikshit Maharaj, while he was repenting, he gets 7 day notice. Shamik Rishi, through one of his disciples, he sent a message to Parikshit Maharaj. Parikshit Maharaj comes to know that he is going to die within 7 days. So Parikshit Maharaj says, Sasadu maine nachirena takshaka. So the king received the news of his imminent death. What is that? In 7 days, due to the bite of snake, takshaka. Sasadu mene nachirena takshaka. So within the 7 days, the king will be dying with the bite of snake who is going to come and bite him. Right? But what did king do? The king accepted this as the good news. This is mentioned in this verse. And Srila Prabhupada ji, while explaining this, he is saying that the devotees of the Lord, they accept whatever happens in their life as a mercy of Lord Krishna. Why mercy of Lord Krishna? Because here, whatever happens in our life is because of our karmas. But whatever happens in the life of devotee is by the will of Lord Krishna. Here, there is a will of Lord Krishna that Parikshit Maharaj gives up his kingdom and goes to Sukadeva Goswami, and Sukadeva Goswami can recite Srimad Bhagavat Katha to Parikshit Maharaj, and there is a Uday, there is a rise of Srimad Bhagavatam on this material world. If Parikshit Maharaj would not have been cursed, we would never have got Srimad Bhagavatam. Sukadeva Goswami would never have recited to the sage, all the sages, and the and the Parikshit Maharaj, and then Sutta Goswami would not have recited to Shaunaka and sages, right? So a devotee, whatever happens in their life, sometimes in our bad things happen in our life, we blame Krishna. Hey Krishna, you did bad things with me. I'm coming to your temple every Sunday. Every Sunday come I come here, I sit, I read Bhagavatam, I chant your name every day. And why bad things are happening to me? Right? Parikshit Maharaj did not say that. He accepted even the bad things as a blessing in his life. So Parikshit Maharaj immediately accepted that curse as a blessing. And he immediately left the kingdom. He immediately gave up all his ornaments, everything, and he gave up all his material attachment immediately. And he proceeded for, he was in Hastinapur. Which is the river near to Hastinapur? Huh? Very nice. Very nice. Hastinapur is nothing but दिल्ली. दिल्ली के नजदीक कौन सी नदी है? Who will answer me? The friends online. Our friend here has already answered. Which is the river which is close to Delhi? Parulji is saying Saraswati. Okay. Anybody else? Uh, Jamuna is the correct answer. Very nice. Jamuna is the correct answer. Or Yamuna. Or Jamuna. Both are the same. Right? So, Yamuna is the correct river. Correct answer. So, Parikshit Maharaj gave up whatever he had, and he decided to prepare for the death because it is coming soon within 7 days. Right? So, Parikshit Maharaj, the next shloka, it is mentioned that Upavisat Prayam Amrutya Nadiyam. Upavishat. Upavishat means sitting. Amruta Nadiyam, on the bank of a nectarian river. So, which is closest to the nectarian river, which is closest to Hastinapur, was Yamuna. So, Parikshit Maharaj, King Parikshit Maharaj, he sat down Prayam. Prayam means fasting. So, Parikshit Maharaj sat down by the Yamuna river, fasting on the bank of Yamuna river. Uh, Yamuna river is very auspicious river. There are 7 holy rivers in India: Gangecha, Yamunecha, Godavari, Saraswati, Narmade, Sindhu, Kaveri, Jale Asmin, Sannidhi Kuru. There are 7 holy rivers, out of which 2 rivers, Ganga and Yamuna, are the most auspicious. Hmm. Why? Why Ganga and Yamuna are the most auspicious river? Actually, Ganga and Yamuna are sisters, Ganga and Yamuna are real sisters. Huh? So why Ganga and Yamuna are very auspicious? I mean, every river is auspicious. Why Ganga and Yamuna very significant? कौन बताएगा? कौन निकला है भगवान की चरण से? गंगा निकली है. Very nice. Ganga comes from Lord Krishna's feet. Huh? Ganga comes from Lord Krishna's feet. And it goes from Devaloka, when King Bhagirath performed tapasya for 60,000 years. At that time, he pleased Mother Ganga and he asked Mother Ganga, can you please come on the earth? Because there were sons of King Sagar who were dead because of the curse of a Muni. I'm not going to go into that story, but just cutting long story short, King Sagar's sons were cursed and they died because of the curse. So to get them moksha, it was recommended that their ashes to be merged in Ganga. But at that time, Ganga was not there on the earthly planet. Ganga was in the Devaloka. Hmm? So then uh, King Bhagirath performed tapasya of Lord Vishnu. And then Ganga said, okay, I will come on the earth, but my force is so powerful that if I come, the force will take away every living entities. Everybody will die in the flow. So then he performed tapasya of Lord Shivji. And Shivji said, okay, I will accept Ganga on my jata. So that is why Shivji is called as Ganga Dharaya Namo Namaha. So then that Ganga came on Lord Shivji's jata, and from Shivji's jata it came to earthly planet. Okay. So that is why Ganga is coming from Lord Krishna's feet actually. From Lord Krishna's feet to Devaloka to Shivji to here. But Yamuna is more auspicious than Ganga also. Why is that so? Ganga or Yamuna is more auspicious than Ganga. Why is that so? कौन बताएगा? गंगा और यमुना में ज्यादा पवित्र कौन है? दोनों नदियां पवित्र हैं, लेकिन गंगा यमुना ज्यादा पवित्र है. क्यों? So since Lord Krishna's childhood, Yamuna is associated with Lord Krishna. Krishna touched Yamuna many times. While Lord Krishna was born, Krishna's father Vasudev, while he was taking Lord Krishna from Mathura to Gokul, at that time Yamuna was overflowing because of the flood. And Lord Krishna's feet touched the Yamuna at that time. Right? Then while Lord Krishna was killing Kalia in Yamuna, he was dancing, but he went into the Yamuna, played in the Yamuna, danced on the Yamuna's water on the head of Kalia. So Lord Krishna touched Yamuna many, many times. So Yamuna is more auspicious than Ganga. But anyway, both are auspicious for us. So Ganga and Yamuna both are auspicious, but Yamuna is more auspicious than Ganga because. And Parikshit Maharaj, he did not go to the forest. Where did he go? He went to bank of river Yamuna. Why? Because this is the river where Lord Krishna touched his feet. Yamuna river. So he said, I am going to go to the place where Lord Krishna's feet is there. Charana Raj of Lord Krishna is there in Yamuna. भगवान की रज कहाँ है? चरण की यमुना में है, वृंदावन में है. भगवान वृंदावन में घूम के आए हैं. So hence, as Lord Krishna's feet touched the Yamuna, Parikshit Maharaj went to Yamuna river and he started meditating upon there. He decided that Krishna grahi seva adhimanyamana Krishna angri sevam. Krishna Angri means feet of Lord Krishna. Sevam means to do the service. Adhimanyamana means greatest of all the achievement. So Parikshit Maharaj decided that greatest of all achievement is focusing our mind on the lotus feet of Krishna. So Parikshit Maharaj had this realization and he went fasting on the bank of Yamuna river. He sat on the bank of Yamuna, started fasting, And without wasting any second, he started focusing his mind on Krishna. You see here, word Krishna Angri is mentioned here, right? So, principle here is that if we really want to get rid of sinful reactions, Parikshit Maharaj committed a sinful reaction, and what did he realize? That to focus on the Supreme Lord Krishna is the best way to get rid of sinful reaction. Right? So here he understood that he is going to die within 7 days. So he was a great devotee of Lord Krishna from the beginning. So he sat down by the Yamuna river and started meditating upon Krishna's lotus feet. Krishna Angri. हाँ, भगवान के चरण से बड़ा कोई भी स्थान दुनिया में नहीं है ना. There are many planets on this material world actually. दुनिया में बहुत सारी जगहें हैं. देवलोक है, ब्रह्मलोक है, महरलोक, तपलोक, जनलोक. There are higher planetary systems. There are lower planetary systems. There is Earth planet also. But in all the planetary system, there is only one problem. What is that? There is birth, there is disease, there is old age and death. But when you remember Krishna at the time of death, then you do not get any birth again. Where? You do not get birth in any of the higher planet or lower planetary system. Right? So you get, when you are focusing upon Lord Krishna at the time of death, then you go to the Krishna Loka. There are Vaikuntha Loka, Mathura Loka, Ayodhya Loka, then Dwarka, Vrindavan, Golok Vrindavan Dham, so many places in the spiritual world. But the problem with the material world is Punarapi Janma, Punarapi Marana. So Parikshit Maharaj knew that if I am going to die, then I want to die remembering Krishna's lotus feet. Right? So he went to the Yamuna where Krishna touched his feet and he started focusing upon Krishna's feet because that is the state he wanted to die in. Because he knew already that that is the perfection of human life. That is the ultimate realization. There is no other realization for human life rather than achieving freedom from the cycle of birth, disease, old age, and death. So Parikshit Maharaj started focusing upon his mind. You know, Parikshit Maharaj had this privilege. What was the privilege of Parikshit Maharaj? He knew that he is going to die within 7 days. Do we know we are going to die in 7 days? Yes or no? We can die tomorrow also morning. You can die any moment actually, right? You know, imagine you leave your home to buy a grocery, hmm, and your family is waiting for the grocery, and on the road you get accident and you die. What a terrible it is, right? But can that happen with anyone? Of course, it can happen with anybody. There is no guarantee that we are going to die at what moment, right? Last week we had a tragedy here in our one of our friend who visited us from Sioux Lookout. He came here to temple, and while he was going back, he's an Indian guy. Um, so he had a terrible accident, and he died on the road. Right? And his family was waiting for him uh, that he will come home. Imagine those 150 people who died in Uttarakhand yesterday. All their families were waiting there for them at home, right? That they will come back and they will see them, but they died all of a sudden. They couldn't get a chance to get out of it. So, friends, the purpose here is that reading Srimad Bhagavatam is that Srimad Bhagavatam is such a wonderful scripture that it gives us a ultimate solution. Ultimate solution. Satatam kirtayantam mam yatantasya dradavata. Antakale cha mameva smaram yukta kalevaram. How to remember Lord Krishna at the time of death? Here we learn from life of Parikshit Maharaj, a great king who had a lot of money actually. Right? You and me, what do I have to give up? Nothing as compared to Parikshit Maharaj. But Parikshit Maharaj realized it that I am not going to carry a single penny with me. I'm going to die immediately at any moment. Right? So he realized that within 7 days I'm going to die. So better I give up all the material attachments. Why? Because as long as we are attached to the material things, we will get birth in the material world again. समझ में आ रहा है आपको? हाँ, जब तक हमारा भौतिक चीजों से लगाव है, हमें भौतिक जगत में वापस जन्म लेना पड़ेगा. So long as we are attached to the possessions of the body or anything attached to the body. What is the things attached to the body? Family, friends, relatives, money, power, prestige, degree, all this. So what does that mean? It does not mean that we give up everything and run away. But we understand that these things are not permanent. This is all temporary. Actually it is an illusion. हमें जो सच लग रहा है वो सच नहीं है. What we think is true is not true. Is that right? We are thinking that we are this body. Is that true? We are not this body. We are the spirit soul. We are Atma. The body is going to die. When? When is it going to die? When is it going to die? Any moment. Right? Is that right? हमारा शरीर कभी मरेगा? कभी भी मर सकता है. और ये शरीर शाश्वत नहीं है. हर समय ये शरीर मर रहा है. Every second our body is dying. So how should we live? We should leave this body as service to Krishna. This is a gift of Krishna. We use it for his service. Satatam kirtayantamam. So always remembering Krishna. Whatever the karmas we do it for pleasure of Krishna. Right? So Parikshit Maharaj, he was living that life, but still now the death is coming near. Like he knew that it is within 7 days. Actually, we all are going to die in 7 days. Right? I was telling to Prabhuji yesterday, the other day. आप भी 7 दिन में मरने वाले हैं. आप भी 7 दिन में. हमारे जो मित्र है ऑनलाइन वो भी सब 7 दिन में मरने वाले हैं. Everybody is going to die in 7 days. Is that right or wrong? Those who are online, those who are here, we all are going to die in 7 days. Is that correct or wrong? Monday to Sunday, is that 7 days? Right? Are you going to die on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday? Right? You are going to die in one of those days in Monday to Sunday. Is that right or wrong? Or is it going to be out of those 7 days? सच है क्या गलत है? Is it right or wrong? You're going to die either on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, or Sunday. Is that right or wrong? So you're going to die in 7 days. You just don't know which day is your lucky day. Is it right? Correct or wrong? So this Parikshit Maharaj Katha very closely correlates with us. Why? Because we are also going to die in 7 days. Now Parikshit Maharaj was lucky that he knew that 7 days from today. But we are not that lucky to know it that it is tomorrow or Wednesday or Thursday or Friday or Saturday, right? But Parikshit Maharaj is showing up with his example that how to deal with this situation. So then Parikshit Maharaj sat by the river Yamuna and he started focusing on Lord Krishna's lotus feet. He gave up all the material association immediately. So we cannot do that because we don't know yet, right? But what at least we can do? We can start focusing on Krishna's feet. Is that any harm? कृष्ण भगवान का नाम लेने में कोई गलती है? Just chant Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. And we should chant this every single day. Why? Because we don't know if that last day is today or tomorrow, right? So every second, chanting of the holy name is very important. Uh, Harir Nama, Harir Nama, Eva Kevalam, Kalau Nasti, Evam Gatir Anyatha. There is no other way, no other way rather than chanting the holy name of the Lord. So but then most important thing is that we need to practice it, because to remember Krishna at the time of death is very difficult. You know why? Why it is difficult to remember Krishna at the time of death? That is one reason. Because second thing is that because at the time of death is painful phenomenon, or you might be unconscious, or something might happen, you know, right? So it will be very difficult. But if you are practicing every day, practice makes man perfect. You know that? Those people who win the Olympic gold medal, they practice every day 4 hours for at least 3 4 years, or maybe more. They work very hard. Practice, practice, practice. Similarly, if you want to remember Krishna at the time of death, we have to practice. So how do you practice? So you need to have a japa mala at home. You have japa mala at home? आपके घर पे माला है? नहीं है? लेने का कोई इरादा? कभी तो भी लेना है जरूर से. Not very expensive. लेकिन जप माला हर एक के घर में चाहिए, है ना? So everybody needs to have a japa mala, and then once you have a japa mala, you practice chanting. So if you want to learn more about how to chant, every Wednesday morning 6 to 7, we have a japa circle online. So you can join that japa circle, right? So if you are interested, you contact me, and then I will send you more information how to join japa circle. So every Wednesday morning 6 to 7, we have online japa circle where some devotees from different parts of the world we will be chanting Mahamantra together, and then we learn the glories of Mahamantra, right? And practice together 1 hour, 6 to 7. So you have to get up early that particular day. Tapasya. Huh? So those who are interested can join, but it is very important to learn focusing our mind. So while Parikshit Maharaj was focusing his mind upon Lord Krishna, at that time what happened? All the great sages, they started arriving there, because all the great sages who were there on the planet, they learned that Parikshit Maharaj has been cursed. So they came to bless Parikshit Maharaj. So here it is mentioned in Srimad Bhagavatam, Mahanubhava Muniyasa Shishya. Mahanubhava Muniyasa Shishya. At that time, all the great sages with their disciples arrived. Now, why did they arrive? Parikshit Maharaj was sitting by the which river? Yamuna river. So, did they come there to take a bath in Yamuna river? People go to Yamuna to take bath. Why people take bath in Yamuna? हाँ, गंगा में क्यों स्नान करते हैं लोग? Why do they people take bath? गंगा? Sinful. हाँ. People go and make Ganga dirty by washing their sins. Is that right? And then they come outside and perform more sins, so they can go and again make Ganga more dirty. Right? Ram teri Ganga maili. So people, they bath in the Ganga, Yamuna, all the holy rivers to wash away their sins. But then imagine what will happen to Ganga and Yamuna when everybody washes their sin in Ganga. Of course, Ganga and Yamuna will be more sinful because now we are putting your sin in Ganga. But it is said in the scriptures that great sages, great sadhu, when they visit this Ganga and Yamuna, they purify Ganga and Yamuna. They don't wash their sins. They purify Ganga and Yamuna. हाँ, so जहां जहां साधु संत जाते हैं वहां पवित्रता आती है. क्या आती है? They bring auspiciousness, right? So all these great sages, they went to this place where Parikshit Maharaj was sitting, and they came there to bless and purify the atmosphere. Another reason which Srila Prabhupada mentions while translating this verse is that the sages knew that Parikshit Maharaj is going to pass away. He is going to give up his body. At that time, Suta Goswami is going to come there and he's going to recite Srimad Bhagavat Katha. So they wanted to hear the Srimad Bhagavat Katha. So they came there to learn from Sukadeva Goswami also. Right? So who are the sages? So what is the name of these sages? So all these sages' name are mentioned in Srimad Bhagavatam, 19th chapter, 9th and 10th sloka. It said that great sages like Atri, Chavana, Sharadvan, Arishtanemi, Bhrugu, Vashishta, Parashar, Vishwamitra, Angira, Parshuram, Uttaya, Indrapramad, Iddhamavu, Medatithi, Devala, Artisena, Bharadwaj, Gautama, Pipalada, Maitreya, Aurava, Kavasha, Kumbhayoni, Dvaipayana, and a great personality Narada. कितने सारे साधु संत आ गए. कहाँ कहाँ से आए? All these great sages, if you learn the history of these sages, it is mind blowing. Like for example, have you heard the word Chavana Rishi? Chavana Rishi? No? Have you heard the word Chavana Prash? That Chavan Prash comes from Chavana Rishi. Chavana Rishi is the one who designed this formula of Chavan Prash. So Chavana is one of the 6 sons of Bhrigu Rishi. भृगु ऋषि के 6 पुत्र थे, उसमें एक सन है च्यवन ऋषि. और भृगु ऋषि कौन है? भृगु ऋषि ये नारद मुनि देव जो जैसे पूरे दुनिया में ही कैन ट्रैवल एनीवेयर. नारद, असिता, देवला, like that Bhrigu Rishi is one of the rishi who can travel anywhere. And he is the son of Brahma, and he was born from a sacrificial fire. There's beautiful, wonderful pastimes of Bhrigu Rishi also. Then there is another Rishi, Parashar Rishi. Who is Parashar Rishi? Let's see. Who will tell me here? Parashar. Who is Parashar? Let's see. Who is Parashar Rishi? आपको किसी को मालूम है? Parashar Rishi कौन है? ऑनलाइन कौन बताएगा? हमारे मित्र. So Parashar Rishi is Vishal Prabhu is saying Vedvyasji's father. That is correct answer. Parashar Rishi is the father of Vedvyasji, and Vedvyasji, Parashar Rishi with Satyavati. He got attracted to Satyavati and gave birth to Vedvyasji. Then there is another Rishi, Vishwamitra, here mentioned. Vishwamitra is a very great, he was actually Kshatriya. He was not Brahmana, but he with the tapasya he became Brahmana. And then there is a great pastime between Vasishta Rishi and Vishwamitra Rishi. One time when King Vishwamitra was traveling in the jungle, at that time he saw that this Vasishta Rishi has a very powerful cow, Kamadhenu cow. So he wanted that cow from the Vasishta Rishi, and Vasishta Rishi didn't give the cow. So there was a fight between Vasishta and King Vishwamitra. And King Vishwamitra had so many soldiers with him, but still Vasishta Rishi, with the power of the mantra, defeated all the Sena of Vishwamitra. So Vishwamitra said, what is the use of being a king? It is better to be a Brahmana, because Brahmana with the mantra can defeat a king with the Sena. What am I doing with becoming a king? So he said, I will do tapasya and become a Brahmana. So there is a long pastime, but it's a beautiful pastime. When time allows us, we will talk about it. Maybe next time when we have more time, then we'll talk more about some of the rishis. So then there is Angira Rishi. He's again one of the 6 sons of Brahma, and he's always chanting the holy name. Then there is a Parshuram. Parshuram, among the 10 avatars of Lord Parshuramji is there. Then Devala, he's just like Narada and Vyasa, great austerity. Then Gautam Rishi, Gautam Rishi? Gautam Rishi is like whose wife is Ahalya, Ahalya, and she was cursed and she became a stone, and then Lord Ramachandraji relived Ahalya. That's a beautiful pastime of Gautam Rishi. So, and there is a Gautam Gotra also. A lot of Brahmanas come from Gautam Gotra. Kshatriya also come from Gautam Gotra, like that. So, that is another Gotra also. And then there is a Maitreya Rishi, and then there is Dvaipayana Rishi. Dvaipayan is nothing but Vedvyas himself. So, all these great personalities came there, and all they came to see Maharaj Parikshit, because Parikshit Maharaj is giving up his life, and he's going to um, he's going to hear Srimad Bhagavatam from Sukadeva Goswami, that all the sages knew. So they wanted to witness this Srimad Bhagavat Katha. So they all came there, right? And then as soon as Parikshit Maharaj saw that all these sages are coming, then what did Parikshit Maharaj do? Nabhaschacharya Raja Shirasava Vandane. What is that? When they all assembled together to meet Parikshit, he received them properly by bowing down to his head to the ground. So he offered pranam to them. Here is the king, everybody is coming to them, and then Parikshit Maharaj offering Dandvat pranam. So this is Dandvat pranam is very important. Says Nabhascha Raja Shirisa Vavande. This is a Vedic culture. Vedic culture is what? You pay respects to your elders by bowing down to them. We touch the feet of the elders. Nowadays, it's not tradition, right? अभी करते हैं लोग, कम करते हैं.
When it came from my home, I don't know,
Oh,
grandparents.
very nice. Yeah. So in bhakti process also, all the devotees they pay respects to each other. So when कुछ आया है, देखिए. Um, devotees also uh, devotees also when they meet each other, they say Dandvat Pranam, my obeisances. In ISKCON also says, accept my humble obeisances, or Dandvat Pranam. In ISKCON also, there is a tradition that all the devotees, then when we meet each other, we pay Dandvat Pranam, right? So you can pay Dandvat Pranam or humble obeisances by verbally also, like, when you are in a place where you cannot bow down to others, then you can say that please accept my humble obeisances, right? So which means that Dandavat Pranam, which means you pay respects to the other devotee. This is a very important tradition of Vedic culture, right? So Parikshit Maharaj paid respects to every devotee who came there. Hmm. Now, because of the westernization, we shake hands. But nowadays also people are moving away from shaking hands, right? What they are doing, namaste. Namaste is also a very nice way to pay respects. We pay respects to them. So in this way, we should accept a Vedic culture and respect other devotees, like respecting Krishna, because Krishna resides in the heart of a devotee, right? So with that, we'll pause here. It's 7:30 now. We couldn't finish this 19th chapter, but we are like hardly 3 or 4 shlokas away from finishing this chapter. So we'll continue with this chapter, and when we meet next time, I wanted to have some quiz and questions, but as we haven't completed the chapter, we will have the quiz next time when we meet. But if anybody has any questions, I will be willing to take. Anybody has a question? I see that Pratik asked online that uh, when when somebody gives a curse, can't they take a curse back? They could have taken the curse back, but Parikshit Maharaj wanted the punishment for his own curse, so he didn't ask for the forgiveness. I mean, he asked for he asked for a forgiveness from the sinful reaction, but he did not ask that please remove the curse. So he wanted to undergo the curse. So that was his reaction. He wanted to suffer the sinful reaction. Um, yes. Any other questions anybody has? If no questions, then we will now do the Aarti ceremony. So we will begin the Aarti. Please stay back. I want to thank all the devotees who are online: William Prabhu, Vishal Prabhu, Tash, Santosh Prabhu, Pratik Prabhu, Pooja, mm, then Parul ji, Nolin ji, Neil Prabhu, Lalit Prabhu, Anita ji, Ajit ji, and all the devotees who are joining us online. We please join us next week again. We couldn't finish this chapter, which is the last chapter of this first canto of Srimad Bhagavatam, but we'll finish next time, and we'll begin with the second canto of Srimad Bhagavatam next time when we meet. But there is a beautiful darshan of Lord, so if you want to stay back and join us for the Aarti ceremony, that will be greatly appreciated. कौन सा नदी बहने लगा था उत्तराखंड में I have no idea. So we'll begin with the Aarti ceremony. Please stay back for the Aarti, and we'll begin the darshan of Lord, and then we'll start singing the Aarti. Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prishtaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Iti Nami Mataji ko bulaiye Namo dono Krishna Prishtaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Iti Namini Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi
Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna Hare Rama Hare Rama Hare Rama Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare Hare Namaste Hare Singaya Namaste Hare Singaya Prahlad Radharine Prahlad Radharine Hiranyakashi Purvasha Shiladangana Kalaye Ito Nasima Bharato Nasima Ito Nasima Bharato Nasima Yato Yato Yami Yato Nasima Yato Yato Yami Yato Nasima Hare Nasima Hare Nasima Hare Nasima Hare Nasima Narasimhamani Sharanam Prapade Narasimhamani Sharanam Prapade Govinda, Keshavadeta, Naravirupa, Jagadish Hare, Jaya Jagadish Hare, Jaya Jagadish Hare. Jaya Lakshmi Hare, Lakshmi Hare, Lakshmi Hare, Jaya Lakshmi Hare. Jaya Prahlad Maharaj, Prahlad Maharaj, Prahlad Maharaj, Jaya Prahlad Maharaj. Jaya Giri Govardhan, Giri Govardhan, Giri Govardhan, Jaya Giri Govardhan. Jaya Radha Vrajavardhan, Radha Vrajavardhan. Jaya Sita Ram Lakshmana Hanuman, Jaya Sita Ram Lakshmana Jaya Gauranitai, 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 Jaya Gauranitai. Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada. Jaya Guru Devai, Guru Devai, Guru Devai, Jaya Guru Devai. Hari Bol, 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 Hari Bol.
नमामि विष्णुपाद परमहंस परिविजकाचार्य अष्टोत्तर श्रीमद् भक्ति वेदांत स्वामी श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय। नमामि विष्णुपाद परमहंस परिविजकाचार्य अष्टोत्तर श्रीमद् भक्ति सिद्धांत सरस्वती गोस्वामी प्रभुपाद की जय। नामाचार्य श्री हरिदास ठाकुर की जय। प्रेम से कहो जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवसदि गौर भक्त वृंद की जय। श्याम कुंद राधा कुंद गिरि गोवर्धन की जय। श्री अयोध्या धाम की जय, मथुरा धाम की जय, वृंदावन धाम की जय, जगन्नाथपुरी धाम की जय, समस्त भक्त वृंद की जय। All glories to somebody devotees, Hare Krishna. All glories to somebody devotees, Hare Krishna. All glories to somebody devotees, Hare Krishna. All glories to Shri Guru Gauranga Nitai Gaura Premanande. Hare Krishna. सभी भक्त वृंद की जय हो। थैंक यू थैंक यू थैंक यू। लाइट कर दीजिए और फिर हम सब प्रसाद लेंगे। अब प्रसाद लिए बिना मत जाइएगा सब लोग। और हमारे जो ऑनलाइन मित्र हैं thank you everyone who are joining us online today. Thank you all. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Anita ji, thank you so much. Thank you Hare Krishna Pratik, Hare Krishna Lalit ji, Hare Krishna Tash. Thank you so much everyone joining us today. Hope to see you all next week again. Hare Krishna Neil Prabhu, Hare Krishna. Thank you so much. Today is very auspicious day of Ekadashi. So wish you all a very happy Ekadashi. Wish you all a very happy week.
Today our Krishna Govardhan Prabhu
किसका? अच्छा 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 भगवान उनको प्रॉपर well he is in a right place in a right hand, so he was a devotee of Lord. Thank you everyone. We'll see you again next week. Hare Krishna. Parul ji, happy Ekadashi to you as well. We'll see you again. Nolin ji, thank you so much. Anita ji, Ajit ji, Lalit Prabhu and all. Hare Krishna. आइए हम तो भगवान की प्रार्थना करते हैं और आप सब